Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. They say all dirt roads lead to the dirt track at Charlotte, and that's where tonight the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League Race to Rivalz Mini Series race number 4 will take place right here at the dirt track at Charlotte. My name is Steve Ovens. Going to be bringing you all the action here tonight from the dirt track at Charlotte as we get ready to go racing here with week number 4 of the Race to Rivalz Mini Series, which will lead up to the beginning of the Rivalz Racing League. And we have got all sorts of racing leagues to tell you about a little bit later in tonight's program. We are paired up with the Rivalz Elite Series as well as their Gauntlet Series. So we've got 2 different dirt leagues here with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, and everybody falling under one umbrella here for the Rivalz Racing Series. And we're very excited to be bringing you all the coverage here on 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media. Again, my name is Steve Ovens. I'll be calling the action for you up here in the booth. And we've got Brad Ovens working the controls at the 3-9 Streaming headquarters in Penn Yan, New York. Let's tell you a little bit about the dirt track at Charlotte. A fast, sweeping 4/10 mile dirt track here in Concord, North Carolina. It is a fast and racy track. The track started off with a clean, hammer-down racetrack here for these drivers in practice. As you take a look at our cushion cam going into turn number 3, as Brad Ovens, our producer at the 3-9 Streaming Studios, has got all the camera angles set up and ready to go for you tonight as we bring you coverage here of week 4 of the Race to Rivalz Mini Series. Now, our main sponsor here, bringing you all of the live action here for the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League Race to Rivalz Mini Series, is, of course, Strickland Brantford GM, located in Brantford, Ontario. Stricklands with all of their Chevrolet, GM, Buick, Cadillac, and GMC, of course. All of those fine brands brought to you from Strickland's GM. They are located in Brantford, Ontario. And if you're looking to get yourself into a Chevrolet or a GM product, Strickland's is the only place that we recommend you do so. Stop out and see Rick Scott and the crew out at Strickland's GM and let them know the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League sent you there to see them. All right, we are riding on board here with a guy who has really made a lot of noise here the last couple of weeks. Guy that the Ohsweken Outlaws are now calling the King of the Outlaws. Braden Finsel, also known as the Bald Buckeye out of Astoria, Ohio. He was our big winner here last week, making it 2 in a row. And one guy that's going to give him a challenge, run for his money tonight, Jordan Hack aboard car number 39, who you ride aboard with right now, currently second fast on the leaderboard, as we've got all sorts of awesome onboard camera angles to bring you tonight. As you looked out the left side, or both the front and the rear of the right side of that car, as Jordan Hack aboard car number 39. Ooh, testing the wall and the cushion just a little bit there. Going to be real interesting here to see how things shake out tonight, as we've got one car upside down here in our hot lap session. So Braden Finsel, who's currently 3rd fastest on the leaderboard. Let's go ahead and give you a rundown of how these guys are sitting right now in hot laps. Of course, nobody wins hot laps, but it can certainly give you an indication as to what the night might look like. And to nobody's surprise whatsoever, your top 3 cars, Brett Mahalski in the 73, Jordan Hack right now second fastest in car number 39, and the Bald Buckeye out of Astoria, Ohio in the Finsel Motorsports F1 is Braden Finsel, currently 3rd fastest. Kevin Fry, 4th quickest on the stopwatch right now. And Chase Swafford, who had a great run last weekend to finish top 3 aboard car number 75, is currently 5th fastest. Chris Steele, there's a guy to keep your eye on here tonight. Chris Steele has typically not time trialed very well here with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. Let's see what he's got tonight if he can qualify well in his time trial and get a good run in the heat race, that is something that will really play to his advantage, because if you remember here for the last couple of races that we've seen him up on the podium, he's had to come from deep in the pack. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens here with Chris Steele tonight aboard car number 80 to see what kind of run he can get in his time trial, and then of course his heat race, trying to qualify into tonight's 40-lap A main. We're excited to bring you all the action here on Turn 5 Media and 3-9 Streaming, bringing you coverage here of the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, brought to you by Stricklands GM in Brantford, Ontario. So, drivers on the racetrack now for hot laps. That will be wrapping up here momentarily, and then they will have a quick drivers meeting, at which point we will then go ahead and give you the rundown as the cars make their 2-lap time trial runs. And while we have an opportunity here, while those guys are going to get ready to go ahead and get into their drivers meeting, there was a big announcement made this week with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. If you want to know more about the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League and how everything works here, I want you to go ahead and pull up Facebook.com and switch over to Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League and take a look at some of this information. But we had breaking news on Sunday night that came out about 10:15 on Sunday night, and that is, of course, that the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League has partnered with Rivalz Racing League, which is, of course, is run by Ohsweken Speedway track general manager Clinton Jeffrey and Ohsweken and NASCAR Pinty Series announcer Adam Ross. In total, there will be 7 divisions. The Ohsweken Outlaws that you're seeing here right tonight will be hosting 5 of those series in the coming season. The first division, of course, will be the Rivalz Elite League, which will be on Tuesday nights. They'll take place at 9 o'clock. They've got 10 teams of 4 drivers, plus 2 wildcard teams, with an entry fee of $1,000 per team or $250 per driver. Individual entries may be available. Contact Rivalz Racing League for more of that information. The wildcard teams will be comprised of 5 drivers from the Gauntlet Series, which we'll tell you about here in just a minute, and 3 drivers from the Renegade Series, which you're seeing here tonight. This is the Renegade Series with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. In total, $12,000 going to be paid back out in winnings and point fund. The second division is, of course, the Rivalz Gauntlet League. That's Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. The top 5 from the Gauntlet race get to run in the Elite Series race at 9 o'clock that night. Of course, at no cost, and they're still eligible for payouts. So, big information there. For more information, contact Rivalz Racing League on Facebook. Now, let's talk about the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League and how we fit into the window of things here with the Rivalz Racing League. Division number 3 is what you're seeing here tonight, the Rivalz Renegades, powered by Stricklands Brantford GM in Brantford, Ontario, broadcast by 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media. That takes place on Monday nights at 9:30 Eastern. It's a 40-lap feature, and it's open to the top 30 outlaw drivers. 5 provisionals, top 5 from the 8 p.m. race, which is, of course, the Rivalz Rebels League. That takes place on Monday nights at 8 o'clock. And that is the Ohsweken Outlaws B League, you might say, or maybe even double-A ball, if you're a little more familiar with baseball. That's a 40-lap feature, and it's all approved drivers, not in the A division, and the top 5 from the Probation League from the previous Wednesday. We're going to have Rivalz Racers, which will be Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock, and that'll be the Ohsweken Outlaws Probation League. It's open 360 setup, 30-lap feature, and the division is open to all Outlaws probation drivers with a D license. There's going to be a Rivalz Rookie League on Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock, and a Rivalz Racing School start date to be determined on Thursday nights. So if you're looking to get yourself involved in a league here, I got to say that the Rivalz Racing League would definitely be one, and they've really developed a great farm system here. You have the Rivalz Elite. That is like your World of Outlaws or your ASCS National Tour. That is the top rung of the ladder. And there is a rung for every, no matter what your skill level is, whether you start out in the Rivalz Rookies, whether you start out in the Rivalz Racers, that probation league to really prove yourself and earn yourself a spot into the Rivalz Rebels, or even try to get into the Rivalz Renegades. And of course, that Rivalz Renegades right now going to be broadcast live here on 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media. Something that we'll be getting some more information out to you about here soon is 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media striking a deal with the Rivalz Racing League. We will be streaming the Rivalz Elite League on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. So that is something excited that we are looking forward to here on 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media. So stay tuned for more information on that. Practice is just wrapping up. Let's go ahead and give you the rundown of where everybody stands in practice. Brett Michalski laid down a quick lap right off the top of practice. He's fast with a 13.262 second lap. That's 13 with a 2.6 and a 2. Jordan Hack, second fastest, 13.318 second lap. Braden Finsel with a 13.319. That's 13 with a 3.1 and a 9. Kevin Fry, fourth fastest with a 13.359 second lap. And fifth fastest in practice, Chase Swafford. Podium finish here last weekend with the Rebels Series and, the Renegade Series. Top 3 finish here. He's fifth fastest with a 13.374 second lap. Drivers meeting taking place right now. Series director Roger Craig is running the drivers meeting at this point and giving the drivers the rundown on how things will operate here tonight. The track has to remain empty while the drivers meeting is taking place, and if anybody was to go out and qualify while the drivers meeting was taking place, they would be getting an end of line or an EOL, essentially a black flag to start their heat race. So definitely not something that you want to have happen. So drivers will now make their way out onto the racetrack for their time trial. 2 laps is what you get for your time trial. It's a 5-minute open session. You can choose to go out right at the beginning of the session, or you can choose to go out a little bit toward the end there. It is driver's preference on what exactly they want to do there. And right now we are taking a look at a few cars out on the racetrack right now. Right now, Brett Michalski we're watching in car number 73. He was fastest in practice. And the track got groomed, got farmed, as they say out in the Midwest. And Brett Michalski, who you're riding with, he is quick time right now with a time of 13.317 seconds. The big dog, Ryan Beagle, who was pretty quick in his practice, but not as fast as the guys at the top of the leaderboard. He come in here with a 13.327 second lap. Braden Finsel, no surprise here, in the F1 with a 13.368 second lap. Kevin Lovies, here's a guy to keep your eye on here tonight. Aboard car number 98, he is currently fourth fastest in car number 98. He's, of course, a storied 360 sprint car crew chief. So he definitely knows how to make these cars go fast around the racetrack. Chris Steele, not bad right now. We talked about him a little bit ago. He's currently sixth fastest on the board, and that will put him in about a third place starting position as we do invert 4 for the heat race. Now, if you're not familiar with what the invert means, essentially what happens is we take the top 4 qualifiers, and for our 4 heat races here tonight, the top 4 cars will in time trials will start in the 4th position. So as they stand right now, Brett Michalski in the 73 would start 4th here in this first heat race that is getting ready to come up here in just a moment. So that's the top 4 invert. Now, if you were the 13th fastest car in time trials, that's going to put you on the pole here for heat race number 1. So just to give you an idea, those last 4 cars, 13 through 16, would be your pole sitters for the heat races, and that's how we invert 4. Everybody else starts heads up. So as we get ready to start heat race number 1 here tonight, I know there's some folks that are already watching here on the live stream. And if you're watching on the live stream, I want you to do me a favor. Go over and click the share button and share that out to some of your racing buddies here. We want to get a big following on tonight's stream. So if you're watching here already and you know somebody that likes racing that maybe hasn't checked things out here on 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, powered by Stricklands, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac, go ahead and hit that share button and let us know where you're watching from. I love doing this on a Saturday night when Brad and I are out calling and helping produce the action out at the Land of Legends Raceway in Canandaigua. Let us know where you're watching from. I want to see geographically where all our fans are from tonight. So if you're watching the live stream here tonight, go ahead and plug in and like us on Facebook, Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, facebook.com, and then search Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. Let us know where you're watching from. I want to see where all of our great fans are tuning in from here tonight. All right, the horn has sounded here for heat race number 1. They are getting ready to get lined up. Let's go ahead and tell you the starting lineup here for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole here in heat race number 1 out of Burleson, Texas, driving the Splash Haven Pools, Sustair Plumbing, Dirt Defender, Premier Sim Paints, Devo Trucking, Driven Motorsports, number 20. That's Kevin Fry. Kevin Fry aboard car number 20. Starting to his outside, aboard car number 80, a sprint car racer in his own right in the Overland Heating and Air Conditioning, Fleet Contracting, DA Drywall, number 80 out of St. Catharines, Ontario. That's Chris Steele. Row 2 to the inside, aboard car number F1 out of Astoria, Ohio, the winner of our last 2 feature events here with the Renegade Series, the Fensel Motorsports, Slammer Sports Bar, Linder Speed Equipment F1. It's the Bald Buckeye of Braden Fensel. To his outside, aboard car number 73, had a great run here last week, and he's been running great here in the Mini Series out of Pendle, Pennsylvania. Age 27, that's Brett Mihalski. Row 3 to the inside, out of Stanley, and car number 10, the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation, Raceflix.com. Mohawk Northeast, number 10, that's Bruce Hilton to his outside. In car number 14, out of Hamilton, Ontario, the Ohsweken Speedway ride, that is Greg Boydell. Row 3 to the inside, aboard car number 11, out of Whelan, Ontario, Canada, the Club 54 Tobacco 96 Designs ride, that's Chad Cote, the Pink Flyer, and to his outside, aboard car number 17, that is Nathan Meadows out of Winchester, Virginia. And your final row number 5 on the inside will be car number 88, that is Shane Pierce. Shane Pierce, the 88, and starting to his outside, in car number 943, that is Lance Heinberger. Lance Heinberger in the 943. All right, here we go, folks. 8 laps the distance here for heat race number 1. Leader hits the pylon and we're racing here with the Ohsweken Outlaws Race to Rivalz Mini Series week number 4. Field storms down the back straightaway to turns 3 and 4 for the first time. And it is Kevin Fry showing the way out front. Mihalski took it down to the inside in turn number 1. Crossed up over Steele. Here comes Steele looking for a slider in turn 4. Mihalski had to get on the binders, and Steele will take over the 2 spot. Braden Fensel right there in position number 4. He is on the bubble right now, and he's got Greg Boydell all over the tail tank of the F1. As Fensel wants to put his car into the A main, he does not want to run through the alphabet soup tonight. That is for sure. Fensel working right through the middle of turns 3 and 4, and I'll tell you, Greg Boydell has got a fast car tonight. Boydell stuck it right on the bottom of turn number 4. He does it again off turn 2, trying to get a run here on the Bald Buckeye. who has started off this mini series in about the best way he possibly could have. He's got a top 3 run and 2 wins here in our first 3 races, as Boydell working all over the backside of Finsel, as now we're going to watch this battle for second. Mahalski trying to track down Chris Steele for position number 2. Mahalski aboard the 73 out of Pendle, Pennsylvania, chasing down Steele in car 80. Steele out of St. Catharines, Ontario, as we take the white flag. Final trip down the back straightaway. It's been all Kevin Fry from the drop of the green. Fry out of Burleson, Texas will take the checkered flag. So Fry will pick up the win. Steele is second. Mahalski third. Braden Finsel, your top 4 will go to tonight's A-Main. The 14 of Boydell, Cote, Meadows, Hilton, Pierce will have to go through tonight's alphabet soup to try and get into tonight's 40-lap A-Main. Heat race number 2 has been called to the start line. Let's tell you how they're going to line up. Starting from the pole out of Brantford, Ontario, the Stricklands GM number 60. That is Rick Scott. Rick Scott aboard the 60 and starting to his outside. Aboard car number 18, it's the cushion pushing motorsports ride of Skylar Castor. Skylar Castor, who has been on fire here lately with several top 10 finishes and a top 5 to go along with that aboard car number 18, starting in the inside of row number 2. In car number 39 out of Grand Island, Nebraska, the War Faction Esports Vortex Wraps First Class Cleaning Chados Auto Body Ride, that is Jordan Hack. And starting to his outside in car number 84, it is none other than the big dog out of Victoria, Ontario. In car number 84, that's Ryan Beagle. Row 3 to the inside out of Central New York, out of Brewerton, New York, in the 513. That is Jeffrey Barker. Jeffrey Barker aboard the 513. To his outside, a driver we're going to talk to a little bit later tonight during the warm-up session. A youngster here, one of the young drivers that we have here in the series aboard car number 949. That is Tanner Van Doren. Row 4 to the inside aboard car number 35. That is Connor Ross. Connor Ross out of Cambridge, Ontario. To his outside in car number 46, that is Joe Backus. 50 feet Backus in car number 46. So there we go. 8 cars will take the green flag in this one. 8 laps will be the distance. Top 4 drivers will lock into tonight's A-Main. So field works down the back straightaway. Joe Backus going to start from position number 8 out there in the Mustang Seeds number 46. He's got a long road to hoe here. As the field comes to green off turn number 4, and we are underway. And Rick Scott with a monster start here off the drop of the green. Scott will take the Brantford Stricklands GM number 60 to turn number 3. He'll lead lap number 1, but Jordan Hack sees blood in the water. Hack down to the inside, right along the implement tires in turn number 1 as he chases down Scott here for the race lead. Battles on for the transfer spot. Tanner Van Doren doing a great job back there aboard car number 949. He is right now your bubble car, trying to hold on to the spot, and he's got the big dog nipping at his heels. Here, Ryan Beagle tries the slider in 4, but Van Doren keeps his foot in the gas up top where Mama hides the cookies. The 949, the youngster, holding on to that qualified spot. He had to come from the C main and the B main last week to try and get in the show, as now we've got a battle up front for the lead. Hack all over the back door of Scott as they work off turn number 2. Scott takes it right through the middle as he lets it drift out to the wall off turn number 4. Hack is trying to put a run together as he runs about a half a lane lower than Scott through turns 1 and 2. They're coming up on the 2 to go signal this time. Popsicle sticks in the air, and the battle is for the lead. Rick Scott trying to hold off Jordan Hacks. Hack with a slider into turn 1. Scott turns it back underneath him. A new race leader, it's Rick Scott once again. So Scott shows the way. White flag is in the air. Final trip around. here for Rick Scott in the Stricklands GM out of Brantford, Ontario. Scott right through the middle of the racetrack, and he is going to win heat race number 2. Scott will pick up the W. Hack is in there for second, Skylar Castor third, and the big dog, Ryan Beagle, will pick up that final 4th transfer spot in car number 84. Tanner Van Doren, he did it from the B main last week. We'll see if he can do it again here tonight. He will have to go to the B main, and he will be joined in the alphabet soup tonight by Connor Ross, Joe Backus, and Jeffrey Barker. Heat race number 3 is gridded up and ready to go. Let's go ahead and tell you how they are going to do it and how it's going to be done here. Starting on the pole, one of my good buddies here on the iRacing platform from leagues ago, we'll say, out of Seabrook, South Carolina, recently moved out to California. Driving the 661, the XS Motorsports Yoo-Hoo Chocolate Drink Special. It's old Yoo-Hoo, Terry Landis, starting to his outside. Aboard car number 91 out of Welland, Ontario, that's Derek Moore. Derek Moore, 32-year-old racer in car number 91. Row 2 to the inside, aboard car number 98, that is Kevin Lovey's. Kevin Lovey's no stranger to 360 sprint car racing here. Kevin Lovey's aboard car number 98 here tonight, starting to his outside. Aboard the 45 machine, that is Matthew Ramsey. Starting on the inside of row number 3 in car number 75 out of Campbellsville, Kentucky, 21-year-old driver Chase Swafford to his outside. Aboard the 07 out of Aylett, Virginia, the Aylett Outlaw, Preston Cranmer in the 07. And starting alongside each other in row number 4 will be the 49 of Patrick Maltese. Patrick Maltese, the 49, and starting to his inside, Big C, Casey Sowich out of Toland, Connecticut. So there you go. 8 cars, 8 laps will be the distance here for heat race number 3. And Landis is going to bring them to the green flag next time by. So it will be Landis and Derek Moore here on the front row. Kevin Lovey's will start third. Right there in the high side race where number 98. Going to be interesting to watch him come for position number 3 as we get the green flag. We're racing here in heat race number 3. And old Yoo-Hoo, taking a sip of that old Yoo-Hoo chocolate drink 661, shows the way to turn number 3. He will lead lap number 1. Lovey's quickly up to second, but the battle is for the final transfer spot. Ramsey with authority took the 4th spot away at the line as he greased up the sides and went right up through the middle here at the start-finish line. So he is currently on the bubble in 4th, but he has got company. Derek Moore in the 91 started up on the front row, did not get off to a good start here. He is right now battling for that 4th and final transfer spot as they click off lap number 3, 3 laps in and 5 to go. Your top 3 strung out single file here. About a car length separates each of them. First back to 3rd. You right now the running order, Terry Landis, Kevin Lovey's, Chase Swafford, and we're watching the battle for 4th. That is between Ramsey and Derek Moore. Preston Cranmer, we got a battle for the lead off turn number 4. Lovey's takes the spot. As, we've got contact and Chase Swafford is up into the fence. So the 75 of Swafford will drop anchor through the top 5. He's going to go all the way back to position number 8. And that is going to move the 91 of Derek Moore into the show. So Moore in the 91 is your bubble car. Cranmer is right there with him. If any of these 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place cars make a mistake, Cranmer is going to be there. The Aylett Outlaw working down the back straightaway, trying to close in on this battle. Oh, look out! Contact between Moore and Landis. And Landis gets the short end of the stick as they came to the checkered flag. And boy, the running order really shook up in this one. Kevin Lovey's will pick up the win in the high side race where 98. Second across the line was Derek Moore. Kevin Lovey's third, or excuse me, Kevin Lovey's picked up the win. I believe it was Ramsey and Cranmer back there. Lost my finishing order there. My apologies. We'll tell you about those drivers when they come back out here for the main. That'll do it for tonight's heat races. 3 heat races for you tonight. That'll bring up the C main. And we will take 4 cars from tonight's C main that will transfer into the B main. 8 laps is the distance. For tonight's C main here at the dirt track at Charlotte, 4 cars qualify. 8 laps is the race length, which around the 4/10 mile here, 3.1 miles. So your starting lineup, Preston Cranmer will take it away from the pole in the 07. Starting alongside him out of Stanley is Bruce Hilton. Row 2 to the inside, another New Yorker, Jeffrey Barker aboard the 513 out of Brewerton. To his outside aboard car number 75, that is Chase Swafford out of Campbellsville, Kentucky. Row 3 to the inside aboard the 88 is Shane Pierce. Shane Pierce aboard car number 88. Starting to his outside, it looks like we've got 5 cars that have made the call. So 1 car not going to transfer through to the B main. So we do have to run this one out here. Again, 8 laps is the distance, 4 cars to transfer. There's 5 on the track. We will take 4 cars to tonight's B main. The B main will be 10 laps in distance, in which we will take 12 cars to the A main. Strickland GM Pace Truck pulls off of the back straightaway. A little bit different setup here at the dirt track at Charlotte as the Pace Truck exits halfway down the back straightaway. Cranmer and Bruce Hilton coming to the green flag here off turn number 4. Cranmer hits the gas. The Alet Outlaw will lead him to turn number 1. And Cranmer shows the way. Driver out of Alet, Virginia, age 30, Preston Cranmer, leading the pack here. Let's go back to that battle for 4th. That is the transfer spot as they are battling for it off of turn 2. 1 car up into the fence. I think he was able to keep it going, but he lost a ton of ground. And that was Shane Pierce. So Pierce has had a rough go of it tonight as he currently runs in the 4th spot. They were battling side by side down the back straightaway as they are battling up here for 2nd spot as Swafford takes the 2 spot away from Hilton. Hilton trying to get a run on him here to turn number 3, but these guys got to be careful because they're all in a transferred spot right now. If they stay where they are, and give a call to Shane Pierce. Pierce is not giving up as he is about a half a straightaway behind the 4th place car. And if any of these guys make a mistake, Pierce could find himself back in the show. Cranmer leads, but he is going to have company here in a minute. Chase Swafford is closing in as he has really closed the gap into turn number 3. 6 laps on the board and 2 to go, and you've got a new race leader off turn number 2. It's Chase Swafford. So Swafford to the point in turn number 3. White flag in the air this time. So Swafford, who finished in the top 3 last week when we raced down at the Volusia Speedway Park down in Barberville, Florida. Swafford will get the win here tonight at the dirt track at Charlotte. He will transfer to the B main, and joining him will be Preston Cranmer, Bruce Hilton, and Jeffrey Barker. And that'll bring us up to our B main, which is 10 laps in distance. And it appears that all 12 of these cars will transfer to tonight's A main. So a great 10-lap tune-up session for these drivers. Getting ready to commence here on the racetrack. So 10 laps is the distance, or 3.9 miles. 12 cars will go to the A main here in our Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League B main. Again, the track length here, just a tad under 0.4 of a mile. Track temperature tonight, 75 degrees. The ambient temperature, 77 degrees. And barely a wind to even talk about. 2-mile-an-hour winds here tonight. And, boy, great night for these motors to make some power and let them eat here at the dirt track at Charlotte. We're running here tonight with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League with the Renegades. And coming up here in just a couple of weeks, the dirt track at Charlotte, once we clear out of here tonight with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, they're getting ready to get pretty busy at the end of October with the Dirt Track World Championships coming up for all of the popular support divisions across America right here at the Dirt Track at Charlotte. And then the week after that, it's the Dirt Track World Finals, World of Outlaw Sprints, World of Outlaw Late Models, Super Dirt Car Series, Big Block Modifieds will be here. What a show that's going to be coming up at the end of October, early November. But tonight we've got business to take care of. Your front row, Greg Boydell, Tanner Van Doren here in the B main. Terry Landis, Chad Cote, row 2, Connor Ross, Casey Sowich, row 3, row 4, Nathan Meadows, Joe Backus, then Chase Swafford, Preston Cranmer, Bruce Hilton, and of course, Jeffrey Barker make up the field here in tonight's B main. Green flag is out. Let's call the action for you here in tonight's B main. Out front, Greg Boydell had himself such a fast race car in his heat race. He leads it through turns 1 and 2. Terry Landis down to the bottom, and if there's one thing I know about Terry Landis, it's if there's a bottom lane, he'll be down there trying it out, and he is trying it out right now on Tanner Van Doren. Van Doren working through the top shelf off turn number 2 as he brings it through turns 3 and 4. Landis right there with him. What a great battle here for position as Van Doren in the Leland's Selinsgrove Speedway. Red Robin Gourmet Burgers 949 is trying to chase down Greg Boydell for the lead. Terry Landis is right there with him. Oh, Van Doren got the wall. He does a little bit of a wall ride through the corner. He's still okay. He's going to make the A main tonight, but he'll lose several spots here in the B main. And that leaves Boydell to contend here with Terry Landis. What a battle behind these guys, though, as you've got Connor Ross, Chase Swafford, and Chad Cote doing battle. Now, these guys are qualified in the A main, but every position you gain here is another spot closer to trying to improve your A main position as far as where you will start here. And we've got a side-by-side battle between Swafford and Ross. Ross with a slider in turn 2. Swafford turns back underneath him. Side by side into turn 3 they go. Now Swafford will slide. Here's Ross back down to the bottom. Oh, it was almost a dead heat at the line. They were separated by hardly anything at the line that time. As they work through 3 and 4, Ross now down to the bottom. Swafford is there, and now he's going to go after Terry Landis. So Swafford and Ross have been racing together so hard, they've now caught the leaders, Landis and Boydell. Checkered flag in the air, it's going to be Boydell. Landis there for second. Third is Swafford. Fourth, Ross. Cote fifth. The 17 of Meadows will finish sixth. As the drivers getting the nice job over the one-way radio from the Rivalz Race Control, our new race director, Cody Olson, who we talked here on the program last week. And we will be talking with Tanner Van Doren here in just a moment. Stay tuned. You're watching and listening to live coverage here from the dirt track at Charlotte of the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League Renegades Division, brought to you by Stricklands, GM, Chevrolet, Buick, and Cadillac. We'll be right back with you here in just a moment. Welcome back, race fans, to live coverage here at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Coverage of tonight's Renegades division here for the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, and we've got a special guest here in the booth with us, Tanner Van Doren, the Tiny Tornado, as he so eloquently was named here last week. One of our youngest competitors here in the division. Tanner, tell our race fans watching on the stream tonight just how young you are.
I'm 11 years old.
All right, so 11 years old, and out here running with all these guys out here, all the adults, I guess I'll say. Is that intimidating to you at all? Because you sure put on a great show last week.
No, not at all. Just go out there and race and act like they're zero.
Tell us a little bit about your racing background, because I know that the iRacing platform isn't the first thing that you've been behind the wheel of. Tell us a little bit about your background.
No, I started when I was 4.5 in quarter midgets, and I've been working my way up.
Tell us about the racetracks that you run at here since you got started.
I have basically ran in PA and Ohio so far, and New York, New Jersey, tracks around here, like Action Track USA. I'm sure some people heard of it.
And from what I understand, you've had quite a bit of success here just at age 11. How many wins have you guys had in your career so far?
Honestly, I couldn't count.
That's awesome, man. Who is it that you go racing with on the weekends?
Mostly my dad.
Well, why don't you give Dad a shout out here tonight? I'm sure he helps put a lot of effort into everything.
Yeah, I gotta say thanks to him. You know, he's watching right now, so.
Now, last week, you were the show, Tanner, of our B main. What was your mindset last weekend? Because you charged from the back to the front and really did a nice job to get up to second place.
I really wasn't planning to do that. I was just planning to run some laps and see what my car can do, and I ended up being really fast compared to the C-main.
Now, tell us a little bit about how the car is working for you tonight at Charlotte, and what do you think you need to be competitive in the A-main tonight?
I think I just need to have some good car control and just stay out of trouble. Like in the B-main, I was just trying to run as hard as I could.
Tell us about some of the sponsors that either help you on your quarter midget or even the ones you got on your sprint car here tonight. Give your sponsors a little love.
I just gotta say thanks to TSL Shocks and all my other sponsors. I couldn't name them all because I don't really know them.
All right, folks. Well, that's Tanner Van Doren, a young hot shoe here with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. He has been fun to watch. And at the end of this race tonight, we're going to bring Roger Craig in because the theme of our interview tonight for the warm-up was the young drivers and the, we'll say, more experienced drivers. We'll talk to Roger about Tanner here in just a little bit after we get through tonight's A-main. But the horn has sounded for the A-main. Let's go ahead and tell you how they're going to line up here for tonight's feature event. Going away from the pole in car number 20 tonight, out of Burleson, Texas, the Splash Haven Pool Sustair Plumbing Ride. That is Kevin Fry, and starting to his outside in the Stricklands GM out of Brantford, Ontario. That is Rick Scott aboard car number 60. Row 2 to the inside will be car number 98, the Highside Racewear ride of Kevin Loveys to his outside. Car number 80, that's Chris Steele, the Overland Heating and Air Conditioning Fleet Contracting ride out of St. Catharines, Ontario. Row 3 to the inside, aboard car number 39, that is Jordan Hack out of Grand Island, Nebraska, the Wharf Action Esports Vortex Wraps ride. Starting to his outside, aboard car number 91, that is Derek Moore out of Welland, Ontario. Row 4 to the inside will be Brett Mahalski, the 73, out of Pendle, Pennsylvania. To his outside, the 18 is Skylar Castor. Row number 5 will be Matthew Ramsey and Braden Finsel We'll see how Fensel can work his way up through the pack tonight. Row 6 will be the big dog, Ryan Beagle, in the 49 of Patrick Maltese. Row 7 is Greg Boydell and Yolyuhu Terry Landis. Row 8 will be the 75 of Chase Swafford, the 35 of Connor Ross. Row 9 will be Chad Cote and Nathan Meadows. Then it'll be Jeffrey Barker, Casey Sowich, Preston Cranmer, Bruce Hilton, Tanner Van Doren, Joe Backus is your final starter tonight. 24 cars, 40 laps is the distance here tonight for the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League Renegades Division. And these drivers, as they get ready to take the green flag, race fans, sit down and hold on to your seats, because these men, by the grace of God, iRacing and 800 horsepower, are ready to go to work. 40 laps, green flag is in the air. Race to Rivals Renegade Division week number 4 is underway, and we've got one car upside down into turn number 3. That's Kevin Lovey's in the 98. Lovey's the high side racewear, number 98. And he has got some problems there as he's trying to get that car turned around here. And the question will be, did Lovey's incident take place after the yellow flag came out? We've got a replay coming up for you here, courtesy of 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media. I don't know if Lovey's incident took place. He may even have some damage that needs to be looked at on that 98 machine, as I do see one car is currently pit side for repairs. As we will watch the replay here, brought to you by 3-9 Streaming, trying to see where this incident started, and it started right about there as Lovey's come off of turn number 2, made contact with another competitor as they worked off the second turn and down that long back straightaway. And right now, Lovey's is going to fall back to position number 23. He is right now the last car on the lead lap. Nathan Meadows got involved in that one. He is now fallen 2 laps down to the field. As we work caution here, right now your leader is the 20 of Kevin Fry. Running second is Chris Steele, and we talked about Chris Steele early in the show tonight as they come back for a single file restart, this time off turn 4. Steele is a guy to keep your eye on. He had a great qualifying effort, a great run in his heat race, and now he runs second as we go back to green flag racing. So Kevin Fry will lead him off of turn number 2. Steele, Jordan Hack there for 3. Rick Scott running 4. And now here comes the 4. Oh, we've got one car up into the wall in turns 3 and 4. That's going to draw the caution, as you had one car up into the fence, and I think that was Hack, the 39. Jordan Hack got up into the fence in turn number 3. He was able to gather it back in. Strickland GM pace truck picking the field up. Nathan Meadows going to be making a couple of wave around laps here as he currently sits 4 laps down to the field. I believe he'll get an opportunity for at least 2 wave around laps here under this yellow flag, and I believe the rule is after that he will have to wait to get another one. So Meadows working underneath the field as we're watching the replay here, courtesy of 3-9 Streaming. You'll watch Hack go into turn number 3, and Hack just simply jumped the cushion. Can't put it more simpler than that. Hack just got the right rear over the cushion, and that cushion in turn number 3 is quite a fine line. You can even see it right here in turn number 1. The cushion very, very close to that outside wall. And I'm not sure, Brad might have had a cushion cam over in turn number 3. We'll have to see if maybe we can't watch that as this race goes on, because that cushion is tight up against the wall. So these drivers are going to have that to contend with here for sure as we get ready. And you can see there that backstretch camera as they're going to get the white flag this time by. Right now your running order is Kevin Fry, Chris Steele running second, Patrick Maltese. He has been the fast charger here so far. He's already picked off 9 spots. He's gone from 12th to 3rd here in the opening 8 laps of this race, and Maltese has done it primarily down on the inside lane. Brad, why don't we dial up our in-car camera here, the Strickland GM in-car camera, and let's ride along with Maltese here for the restart, because he is one driver that's been using that inside lane. Coming back to green flag racing this time by. Green flag is out. Maltese hits the hammer, and there he goes down to work along the inside implement tires off of turn number 2. Battle behind him is for positions 4, 5, and 6, but Maltese is doing a great job there in 3rd. Terry Landis, a battle for 4th with Jordan Hack. That's a great battle to turn number 1. Landis takes the spot for the moment. Hack not going to let him get away that easy. Oh, they're 3 wide into turn 3, and Rick Scott's into the fence. The 60 machine nose first into the turn 3 concrete. And that is going to put us under the yellow. That car right there, car number 60, he was racing 3 wide down the back straightaway. And all hell broke loose as they went to turn 3. The gap closed up in a hurry. Let's watch the replay as they come off of turn number 2, as they were almost 4 wide. Oh my goodness. Almost 4 wide off the second turn. Greg Boydell got a piece of that. He had nowhere to go, as once Scott nosed it into the fence, he was sitting facing the wrong way on a one-way street, and Boydell absolutely clobbered him into turn 3. Boydell nowhere to go. So Scott makes repairs and gets back out onto the racetrack. Now, if you're not familiar with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League rules, it was just a rule update this week that if you're involved in an incident and you take damage during that incident, you do get 2 repairs on the pit lane. And essentially what you do is you roll down the pit lane to your designated pit area, or work area as they call it in the sprint car world, and you get all of your damage repaired. You can only have that done twice, and then you can get back onto the racetrack and get ready to go back green flag racing. And that's exactly what we are about to do. 13 laps on the board. We're coming around to put 14 on the board this time by, as they will get the green flag next time by. So we will get the green on lap 15 of 40. And Kevin Fry continues to show the way. Chris Steele running in position number 2. Patrick Maltese running in 3rd. Terry Landis has done a nice job tonight. Landis started back in the 14th spot. He's up to 4th. He's gained 10 spots here so far. Jordan Hack right now completing the top 5. Another car that's really made some moves. Connor Ross started 16th. He's up to 7th. Coming back to the green flag this time. Kevin Fry hits turn 4, hits the hammer. We're back underway. And Chris Steele right there in his tire tracks to turn number 1. Oh, Steele getting it whipped up on the outside. Here comes Chris Steele in the 80 machine. Looking for the lead off turn number 4, but Steele almost got the concrete. Got a great run, though. The driver out of St. Catharines, Ontario, running second. Terry Landis takes over 3rd. Landis around Maltese for the 3rd spot. And here comes Yoo-Hoo. Yoo-Hoo the choo-choo down on the bottom. Right now in position number 3, and he's going after Chris Steele. So Steele, 2 different lines being used right now. Chris Steele up on the top side. Terry Landis stuck down on the bottom. Oh, Steele got into the fence, and there goes Landis. Landis is up to 2. So Terry Landis, formerly out of South Carolina, just recently moved to California. Finally got the iRacing rig set back up. Got a new front clip put on her, and he's back racing with us here tonight. And Kevin Fry is going to have his hands full here in a moment. Fry working through the middle portion of the racetrack and then lets it drift out to the cushion. And Terry Landis, smooth and steady, down on the bottom. Yellow flag is out. Our 3rd caution of the event here on lap number 20. And it looks like Greg Boydell's involved in this one as he slows there in the fourth turn. So lap 21 on the board, and we are under the yellow flag. We'll watch here as we watch Boydell go down the back straightaway and look and see what happened here. He had already lost a front wing, which makes these cars awfully tricky to drive. Little contact there with Preston Cranmer, got hit just a little bit by Cote in the 11. And Boydell sands the front wing. And that car, I'll tell you, that makes these cars push like an absolute dump truck. Now, on a slick track, that might not be the worst thing. And now we've got some gamesmanship. Oh, I love it. Some short track Saturday night gamesmanship under the yellow flag as Landis pulled up alongside Kevin Fry just to let him know he's there. And the other thing that you're going to want to keep an eye on, fans, as this race continues to move on, let's ride along here with Kevin Fry. This track has got some character. It has got nearly 40 laps of this A main. We've got all of the alphabet soup, the heat races, and that 5-minute warm-up. This track has got a lot of character in it right now as you watch Fry go down through the moguls, the bumps down the back straightaway. Let's ride along with Kevin Fry here for the restart. Lap 23 on the board, 17 to go. Fry hits the hammer. We're back to green. Oh, what a restart for Kevin Fry as he jumps out to a big advantage here off the drop of the green, but Landis chewing up that advantage to turn number 3. Landis right down on the bottom. He's almost weed whacking the grass in turn number 4. As we've got the yellow on the field one more time. Yellow lights are on here on lap 25. So another yellow here with 15 to go. And there's a little contact and the yellow as Ross and the 80 of Steel got together. Kevin Lovey's got a piece of that right at the end. So there is the incident on the racetrack. And a tough break for Chris Steele, who was up as high as the second spot after starting 4th. Now finds himself in position number 17 here for the restart. Let's go through the running order for you real quick here, as we've got Kevin Fry up on top of the pylon right now. Fry shown as your leader. Second right now is Terry Landis. Patrick Maltese running 3rd. Connor Ross 4th. Ryan Beagle 5th. Jordan Heck 6th. Then we've got Matthew Ramsey, Jeffrey Barker, Chase Swafford, and Skylar Castor, the top 10. And it looks like they've got Greg Boydell up at the front of the pack here. He's been given an EOL as he is going to have to go back to the back of the pack here for the restart. So coming to green here, we'll have 11 laps to go. Green flag is back out. Fry leads them here with 11 to go. Landis, Maltese, Ross, your top 4. The big dog, Ryan Beagle, right now rounding out your top 5. Oh, Ross around the outside, battle for 3rd. Ross has got a fast car aboard the 35 as Landis closes in for the lead. Oh, Ross is sideways into turn 3. Oh, he hits the implement tire and he's upside down. Oh, a tough break for the youngster out of Cambridge, Ontario. And that car is not going to right itself. He is going to have to get an assist. And Brad Ovens, you get a cookie, my friend. Brad, our producer, was all over it as we watch the replay here, and he's going to show us in slow-mo as he got the right rear, got a little high there, and I don't know if he hit a slick spot, and right there you can see he got in the bumps. We talked about this track having character, and you just saw it right there, and as soon as he got pointed into the grass, it was all over. Because when you hit that implement tire at the speed that Ross hit it, you are going to get upside down in a hurry. Brad Ovens, nice job back in the 3.9 streaming production truck with the perfect setup on that one. So the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, Renegades Division, Race to Rivalz Mini Series, week number 4, brought to you by Stricklands, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac. If you are in search of a GM vehicle and you're within driving distance of Brantford, Ontario, there's only one place we're going to send you. That's Stricklands GM in Brantford, Ontario. Kevin Fry coming back to the restart will take the green with 6 laps to go. Does Terry Landis have anything for him? Green flag is back in the air. And Kevin Fry has been money on these restarts. Landis currently in position number 2. Oh, Maltese got into the bumps down the back straightaway. He'll lose a spot to Jordan Hack and Ryan Beagle. And a battle for the lead into turn number 1. Landis poked the wheel down low, and he is there. Battle for the lead, wing to wing into turn number 3. Landis hard on the brakes, trying to keep it on the bottom. Here comes the big dog, Ryan Beagle. Where'd he come from? Beagle started 11th. He's up to 3rd as Landis. Oh, your leaders make contact, and there goes Beagle. Beagle for the lead to turn number 3. Oh, my goodness. Ryan Beagle started 11th, and now he leads here with 3 to go. Oh, Fry and Landis made contact, and Beagle was there to pounce. Jeffrey Barker has quickly moved his way from 19th to 4th. Here late in the going, Braden Finsel right now rounding out the top 5. But we've got 2 laps to go, and it's all Ryan Beagle, who was at the right place at the right time, and now a battle for second. Boy, Kevin Fry absolutely stuck it down to the inside as now Landis is in the fence. Oh, I did not see what happened there. We're under the yellow here with, boy, I don't know if, usually the race is set up here for a green-white checkered finish, but I don't know. So we are under the yellow flag here. And we will have a green-white checkered finish as Brad Ovens tuning up the replay here to give us a look at what happened to put us under this caution. And we're watching Terry Landis as he works through 3 and 4. Kevin Fry, what a run, and he stuck it down to the bottom. And Braden Finsel came up the outside, and Landis was sliding out toward the wall, but Finsel was there and had a run. And a little bit of a racing incident there. And a tough break there for Terry Landis, who had worked his way up to second spot, battled for the lead, but Ryan Beagle is our leader right now. Car number 84, who was at the right place at the right time. But the question is how good will he be on this restart? We are going to have a restart where a green-white checkered finish. And the question is, does Kevin Fry have anything for Ryan Beagle on the restart? Braden Finsel, who's not been in the top 5 for a majority of this race, currently in position number 3, started 10th, and Jeffrey Barker, what a story there, started 19th and up to 4th here for the green-white checkered finish. We're going to ride along here with Ryan Beagle and Kevin Fry. Beagle with a great restart. Oh, what a run to turn number 1. The bald Buckeye puts it on the cushion, and here he comes off turn 2. Braden Finsel's up to second. Coming to the white flag this time Can the big dog hold on? Braden Fensel around the outside. He's up to second. The Bald Buckeyes got 4/10 of a mile left to go. Can he make it 3 wins in a row? Barker's up to third, but it's Ryan Beagle, the big dog, car number 84, takes the checkered flag here at Charlotte. Fensel's in there for 2. Jeffrey Barker 19th to 3rd. Chase Swafford 15th to 4th. And rounding out the top 5 is Kevin Fry, who led a majority of this race in car number 20. So Ryan Beagle, driver they call the big dog, out of Victoria, Ontario, age 26. First win of the Race to Rivalz Mini Series. And folks, stay tuned. We're going to talk with him here in just a moment as the top 3 come down to victory lane. Drivers getting ready to climb up out of their cars. And we're first going to get a word here with third place finisher Jeff Barker. And Jeff, what a run! What a run for you tonight, 19th to 3rd. I'll just simply ask, how did you do that, my friend? As we'll work on getting a word here from Jeff Barker here in just a moment, as it looks like he is still working on getting the safety gear undone. And Jeff, if you can hear me, got to unmute your mic here to get a word with you. So we'll work on getting a word here with Jeff Barker in just a moment. And while we wait for Jeff to get his mic off of mute, why don't we go ahead and get a word with your winner tonight, Ryan Beagle. Man, hey, Ryan, what a run here for you tonight. You were just at the right place at the right time. You had a fast car, but you had to be there at the right place at the right time to get the lead.
Yeah, everything went right for us tonight. I usually don't run very good here, so this is great, but we'll take it.
Tell me about what you saw there in that move to take the lead. What were you seeing out the rock screen?
Terry was coming up about a lane off the bottom, so I was just gonna stick it under both of them 3 wide, and I don't know if they got together coming out of 4 or whenever they did, or whatever happened, but it worked out.
It seemed like the guys working the bottom lane, I mean, except for Braden there at the end, the guys that could find a lane down low and keep on the brakes hard entering the corner could really make up some speed through the center of the corner.
Yeah, I like running the bottom anywhere I can. It doesn't always work out, but I seen Braden was in 3rd when that caution come out. I had a few cuss words for that when I seen that, but I knew he'd be coming on the top like normal.
Now walk us through that final restart, a green-white checkered. I mean, that's a pressure-packed situation there. Walk us through your mindset coming to the green.
Well, I knew the bottom had been working for me all night, so I knew if I could get 2 clean laps doing what I've been doing, I should be all right. But he I think another half a lap he would have got me.
Well, as we always do here each week, when we get a chance to talk to a driver that we haven't talked to up on the podium yet, we like to find out what our drivers in our league are involved in outside of the Ohsweken Outlaws League. So I know that you go racing on Friday nights. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, we run the Thunderstock division at Ohsweken, and we travel around a bit to all the local dirt tracks here in Southern Ontario. I think there's 3 or 4 other ones of them. And then we just run what we can when we can afford it. So
how did our 2019 season go?
We ended up 4th in points at Ohsweken, and we ended up getting 1 win back in June. Handful of top 5, so it was a good year. Car's still straight, which is a good accomplishment for me. So we'll take it.
Ohsweken's got to be a pretty special place to get a win.
Yeah, it's I got my first one it was 2 years ago, and they call it the Brock Leonard Memorial. It's like our Daytona 500. That was a pretty special night.
Awesome, man. Tell us about some of the folks that helped make it happen for you there on the 84 car, and a great run tonight.
I got to thank Stricklands. They're putting up some money for me to go racing in the Rivalz Racing League here in a couple weeks, so can't thank them enough.
Awesome, man. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you. I assume that's in the is that going to be in the Elite Series?
Yep. Yeah, I'll be running that, and then I'll be running here when I got time.
Awesome, man. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you there in the Elite on Tuesday nights, and great job here tonight.
Thanks.
All right, there's your winner tonight, Ryan Beagle. They call him the big dog, driving car number 84. Let's talk to your second place finisher, Braden Finsel. And Braden, I'll tell you, man, you've had a great run here in the Race to Rivalz Mini Series, but starting 10th tonight, I'm not sure that second place was necessarily on your radar when the green flag dropped tonight.
Yeah, starting deep was definitely tough, and really I was just hoping for a top 10. That was my goal. I knew the track was slick, but honestly in the warm-up it wasn't too slick, so I was just kind of confused and trying to figure out what the track might be like. So trying to prepare around that was difficult, but just car was okay, but there towards the end had quite a bit of speed, so came into play and was really good. So I'm really happy for a second place. Started passing a bunch of cars there towards the end, and I found the top was really good. I was just trying to search around the whole race, get around cars, and figure out what was fast and what wasn't, and finally found the top, was able to get around guys. So really cool to go from the tail to second place.
The top side really had some character late in the race, and it seemed like it had so much character it could have shook the fillings loose in your mouth. How did you navigate those?
Oh man, it was treacherous. I mean, even on a video game, I'm like so hot right now, and my hands are almost cramping because I was gripping my steering wheel so hard not to wreck it with the bumps and everything, and put it in the wall. And yeah, I mean, this track is so tricky, and I feel like a lot of the tracks are like that once they get up on the fence, and you can really rip around the top side. But this track especially gets a little bit of a workout out of you. So it's a lot of fun though. I have fun with this track, and I was looking forward to this race, but I knew that if I was going to start tail in any race, I'd rather it be this one, because I know I can run the top decent here, and it just so happened to work out for me.
Tell us about some of the folks that make it happen there for the F1.
I got to thank Cushion Pushing Motorsports, Brett and Skyler, Slammer Sports Bar, Lender Speed Equipment, NGK, Brad's Body Shop, Commercial Carpet and Tile, Cardio's Okay, Real Geese, so many people to thank. And I want to thank Stricklands, 3-9 Streaming, Turn 5 Media, you, Steve, and Brad behind the scenes, and got to thank everyone at the Ohsweken Racing League or Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, and Roger Craig for putting together a great league, and it was just a lot of fun tonight. I feel like I kind of messed there towards the end. Me and Terry got together, so him and I talked, but we both agreed it was a racing deal and just how it goes. But I got to say thanks to everyone a part of this. It's a really fun race tonight. Looking forward to next week.
All right, great job, man. We'll see you in week 5, and it won't be long from now. We'll have our championship night here for the mini series.
Yeah, King of the Outlaws again doesn't sound too bad. King of the Outlaws has got a good ring to it, so I want to keep that.
All right, there's Braden Finsel, our second place finisher here tonight, driver of the F1. And now let's get a word from third place finisher tonight, and I think easily the hard charger tonight, plus 16 spots, 19th to 3rd. Jeff Barker, great run tonight in that 513. Jeff Barker, this is Steve Ovens up in the 3-9 streaming booth. You got a copy? And it looks like we're still having some trouble getting Jeffrey Barker dialed up here for his third place finish interview. But a great job for Barker tonight. Again, plus 16 spots to be tonight's hard charger, finishing 3rd. And I told you we were going to bring him on here before the broadcast was done. Let's go ahead and bring the series director on here, Roger Craig, who was driving tonight, or taking a look at everything in the 747 tonight. Roger, we had ourselves another great race tonight. But the reason I wanted to bring you back on here was we had a word with Tanner Van Doren tonight, and 11 years old, and he's out here running with, adults that, guys that are, not to use that word old, but old enough to be his dad and even grandfather. And he's out here rubbing elbows with these guys.
Buddy, he's like, I'm 6 times older than him, so it's it's amazing. And I was hoping we get Ron Meister. He's 72. I'm 69. But I think that's the very cool thing about the whole iRacing is it gaps generations, and everybody comes out here from 11 to 72 and everything in between. And we all got the same passion, share the same passion, and get along great out here. And it's just so cool to see.
And to talk about, how this has all been set up. I mean, you've got such a great farm system here with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League for guys that want to try and get up into that Rivalz Elite League. Tanner is a perfect example because this young man had to put in a lot of time and a lot of races to be able to qualify just to get to run with the Renegades last week and tonight. He's a perfect example of how you can take somebody who's brand new to the service and get them in some good races to get experience, get those incident points down, and then earn their way up through the league.
Yeah, he had to work a little bit on his the incident points in the beginning and got those down. And just to clarify, he said he didn't know how many races he's won. Well, his dad told me he's won over 500 quarter midget races in real life. So absolutely stunning. And he's only been on the iRacing service for like 2 months, but a well-spoken young man, and we all really like him here. He's a treat to be with, and he's very respectful. And it's really good. And just one more thing to add, because it kind of got missed in the race. We were late doing it, but there's a hot shoe rule. If you win 2 features, you start at the back, EOL for the feature. So Braden actually started last and finished second. So amazing run. He was in 10th when you called it, but we were a little late getting him to the back. But he didn't waste much time getting to the front. That's for sure.
No, not at all. And you're right. I missed on that myself. And yeah, well, what a run for him tonight. And that hot shoe rule, that's kind of a cool thing. Can you imagine the storyline that would have been if this race had a few more laps and Braden had been able to challenge the big dog for the win there? That would have been incredible.
Oh yeah, there would have been a whole bunch of us wanting to get him out of the league. I mean, he's an awesome guy. Everybody loves Braden too, and he's a great gentleman. But what an incredible racer he is. And we also got in the room Terry Landis, who got sort of dumped a little bit there. And Braden felt so guilty, but it just shows the class of the league. And Terry's in the room if you want to talk about that incident that they had right with about 2 laps to go or whatever.
Yeah, Terry Landis joining us, newly of California, formerly of South Carolina. Terry, I feel like we're talking to the driver that had a chance at a possible win and had an incident late in the race. I mean, this is almost a Kyle Busch-esque interview here when Kyle doesn't win the race. But I know Terry Landis will be a lot classier with the interview.
Yeah, I'm not going to throw any tools or swear or anything like that.
Tell us a little bit about that incident. We got to see a little bit of the replay on 3-9 streaming, and it just looked like it was, kind of guys that, Braden was getting such a killer run off turn 4. It just looked like it happened really fast. I'm sure it must have felt that way from the driver's seat.
Oh, heck yeah, Steve. I was concentrating on racing with Kevin, and my VR headset glitched a little bit, so it swerved me out into the track, and before I knew it, I had it straight, and Braden was on top of me, and we hit tires, and I got the end of it. But no, Braden's a great kid, and I enjoy racing with him.
That's the one awesome thing about running here with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League is I know right after that incident happened, I could hear some of the radio traffic. You guys were already talking about the incident, and no hard feelings, and everybody said, "Hey, we'll race together harder next time."
Oh, heck yeah, no hard feelings at all. I mean, racing's racing. You win some, you lose some, and I lost the film.
All right, man. That's what we've got here tonight, man. Terry, it was good to have you back with us tonight. I know that you recently had a move and had to get everything set back up, and it was really great to have you back tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. No problem. I'd like to thank 39 Streaming Media, Turn 5 Media, Strickland, GM, and of course, Yoo-Hoo.
He's always got to get that plug in there for the Yoo-Hoo chocolate drink. Terry Landis out of California joining us here to tell us about that late race incident. And that is going to do it for us here from the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Your top three finishers tonight, Ryan Beagle, Braden Finsel, and Jeffrey Barker. That is going to do it here. I want to thank Strickland GM out of Brantford, Ontario, sponsoring all the coverage here. 39 Streaming and Turn 5 Media, bringing you live coverage. We'll be here with you for all of the Race to Rivalz Mini Series, and we'll be here with you for the Renegades division once Season 2 fires up here for the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. On behalf of Series Director Roger Craig, the entire staff up in the control room here at the dirt track at Charlotte, for producer Brad Ovens in the 39 Streaming Studios in Penn Yan, New York. My name is Steve Ovens, coming to you from Turn 5 Media headquarters here in Horsehead, saying thank you for tuning into tonight's coverage. Again, we will bring you coverage next Monday night at 9:30 of the Renegades division, race week number 5 of the Race to Rivalz Mini Series. Like the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League on Facebook. Go to facebook.com and search Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. For Brad and Steve Ovens here, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next Tuesday night here for the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League.